New Orleans at that time was like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things that weren't right into God's eye. I believe that God sent the hurricane for a reason. He sent the hurricane because of the things that people were doing, and he wanted to destroy the city. I'm Keven the Hawk Washington. I was born 1985, March 30th. I was born in Charity Hospital in New Orleans. The name is Murder Capital, man. I was born in Marrero, cruising down the street, real slow with the fellas be yelling, Marrero, get in stores. But no, man, I remember, you know, when I was young, I remember, you know, having shootings and everything in the neighborhood. It's hardcore, man. Growing in New Orleans is just, to me, I don't know, I've never seen a city more extreme than New Orleans, you know, as far as, you know, poverty, as far as, you know, just, you know, growing up as a, you know, African-American in New Orleans is not the best thing in the world. I know a lot of people, you know, with a lot of talent, and it's just no means of, you know, no type of future, no means of, you know, advancement in New Orleans. You know, it's kind of, you know, don't get me wrong, I love the food, love the Saints, hate the lifestyle. It's not really known for, you know, snitching. You know, if you snitch in New Orleans 9 times out of 10, you probably will be killed. I mean, 10 times out of 10, you probably will be killed. For a year of my life, I was homeless. You know, my dad passed away. I went to the Covenant House, which was a homeless shelter in New Orleans. I remember an incident where I went to this restaurant. I went to the Church Chicken. I remember one morning I walked up to the manager. I went and knocked on the drive-thru window early in the morning. Then I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "I need a job. You know, I will work. I'll clean up around the lot. You put the products in the bathroom. I'll go in the bathroom. I'll clean the toilets and just whatever you need me to do around the restaurant. And I'll work from open to close. But I just need a job. And in the process, I don't want money." I told him, you know, you can just pay me with food. You know, I set it up to where I told him I wanted a 20-piece chicken with 2 sides and something to drink. And basically I would work from 10 in the morning to the time to 10 at night. And so every single night they were open, I worked. And that's how I got my food. Until that one fateful night, this girl ran out the front door and she's like, "Oh my God, let me go. And this guy was like, no, come on, man, you ain't got nothing to do with that. And she looked at me and she said, "Baby, look, whatever you do not eat that food." And the guy was like, "Oh man, don't worry about her, man, she crazy." I reached in the bag to pick up the chicken box, and all the chicken in the box just fell through the bottom of the bag. And the reason of that was because every guy that worked there at night decided to urinate on my chicken. And they took tissue paper and, you know, all kind of stuff from the toilet and put it inside the mashed potatoes, mixed it up. And the rice, opened up the rice, there was tissue paper with feces and everything on it. You know, no matter how good and how hard you work, you know, regardless to that, you know, the devil's gonna always try his best to, you know, bring you down and take you down if he can, you know. And I'm looking at the food, and I remember just looking at them, and they were laughing and smiling. They was like, "You know, eat it. You know you want it, man. Eat it. Come on. You hungry? Eat it." And I remember dropping the bag, and I just balled my fist up, and every part of me wanted to go out there and literally just kill. I wanted to go in this restaurant and literally just kill these people. It's like you've already been through hell. Now, what's less than this? Think about you. and believe that he will help you get through what you're going through. You will get through it. Do not let yesterday predict tomorrow. Because if you take care of today, if you focus on what's happening today, it'll always get better tomorrow. But if you always live in the past and focus on what happens past tense, you'll always live in the past. You'll never get to your future. Ever. 2, 3. You. he be all into it. He like.
Nigerian hoe. Nigerian hoe.
Once my dad passed, I met up with a guy who was a boxing coach. He had his own gym, and basically he found me when I was homeless. He said, "Hey, I used to know your dad. In the process of me knowing your dad, I heard that you were out here. I was looking for you, and people at the company house said that you had an anger problem." And I'm looking at him like, I ain't got no goddamn anger problem. He's like, "Well, what do you call that?" I'm like, "Well, first of all, I'm out here on the bench. My dad had me working out, push-ups, pull-ups, stuff like calf raises up, telephone books, different things like that." When I was 12, that's when I actually started school, messing around weights and working out with my dad. My dad was a personal trainer, my dad was an American Gladiator. My dad was into fitness all my life, bodybuilding, the whole nine. He said, "Well, this is the deal. I own my own boxing gym. I would like for you to come and stay with me and my family, and basically I'm gonna teach you how to box, teach you how to control and discipline yourself with some of the anger." In my mind, I'm like, why would this white family want to take me in and help me? And I'm a bum. I hadn't taken a bath in over 3 months. I remember we had, cold nights when I was homeless, and literally I had no jacket. I just literally just sit there and cough and sneeze until it just went mute, body went numb. Probably one of the great reasons why I have bronchitis right now as we speak. Should have had pneumonia, but God spared me. Merry Christmas to me. I ended up moving in with that family, and they taught me how to box, taught me the skills of not just getting in the ring and just hitting people, how to have discipline, control myself and everything, not just in the ring, but out the ring. I stopped fighting because of Hurricane Katrina. When Hurricane Katrina came, and boxing was never my passion. It was just something that I did because that family had helped me, and that's what they believed that I can do, and I was good at it, but I didn't think I was great at it. If you're good at something, it's one thing, but when you feel something that you can be great at, it's a totally different thing. And all my life, all I love to do is lift weights. I didn't want to do bodybuilding. And of course, me with powerlifting, it's totally different, whether you like me or whether you don't. You still have to give me, if I bench press 700 pounds, you still have to give me a 700-pound lift, whether you like me or not. Doing what I felt that I wanted to do the most, which was lift weights.
Guess what, boss? I'm having fun with this shit. I thought I was finished.
I remember my first powerlifting show I did was in 2009. When I went out there to look, they had an X by my name. They had called my name, and I never went up to the stage. So the first lift that I ever had in powerlifting, I was supposed to open up with 585. And this is all raw. The first time lifting, I actually opened up with my second lift, which was 605. And with my first, which was my second lift, I completely won the show pretty much just with that lift alone.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
So this is the message for anybody anybody, anywhere, whether you've been through abuse, verbal, mental, physical, whether you've been to jail, you come home, it's hard for you to get a job, whether you're out there right now, if you can get this message in your head for all those years, all that torment, all the everything that I've ever been through in my whole entire life, for anybody who feels that you cannot get away and that you'll never get away, if you would have told me that I would be where I'm at right now 15 years ago, I would have laughed at you and probably tried to beat the living crap out of you for lying to me. But out of all those years, I kept something that most people just don't understand what it's all about. I kept faith. I kept faith. You know, I didn't have, my family. You know, I didn't have money. You know, I didn't have, the best education. You know, I didn't have a lot of stuff that most people have that they take for granted these days. But the one thing that I did have was faith. I believed that God didn't bring me through all this stuff to just let me die. And I'm 325 pounds, pure muscle. I got firsthand on what it takes to survive, and I also got firsthand on what it takes.
Search your soul and remember the slaps. Remember the punches! Remember! Dig deep and out unleash! He fought back to earth for one glorious moment. Goliath said to himself, I know you're gonna kill me. I know that I'll be dead, but I'm gonna die a fucking lion! Unleash the beast! Leave! Now! Whoa! Yeah! Whoa! Alright, it's a fucking road show, man. Some of you. He said, well, you can't do it, you're gonna die. I said, well, I'd rather die doing what I love to do than sitting at home looking at TV. I'm C.T. Fletcher, 6-time world champion, 3-time world champion drug-free bench presser, 3-time world strict curl champion.